Great betrayal if we don't give people the Brexit they voted for, says Nigel Farage. And then Theresa May decided to reopen the whole issue and risk putting our great cause in jeopardy purely for the sake of an increased majority. Whilst I do understand the temptation given her lead in the polls, the election she called on Brexit subsequently became about many other issues. Now faced with a minority government that seeks help from the DUP or perhaps others, I'm beginning to be worried we may not get the kind of Brexit for which we thought we voted. Public opinion hasn't moved a jot. Do not listen to those who tell you this election meant a rejection of a so-called hard Brexit. In fact, a YouGov poll out last week showed a rock-solid 70% still want Brexit to happen. But many of the signals are bad. From within Remain supporting Theresa May's own cabinet, including the Chancellor, there are suggestions that we should stay part of the single market and prioritize the customs union over border controls. This would not be what we voted for on June 23 last year. And in Brussels, Mr. Juncker and his merry gang now see a weak prime minister from whom they believe they will get big concessions. Indeed, it was even suggested by the anti-British European Parliament negotiator Guy Verhofstadt that Britain would be forced to reapply and lose our rebate in the process. I cannot tell how this is going to go, and I am beginning to have a slightly queasy feeling. Are we going to leave the European Union? Of course. It would be impossible for us not to. But I wonder if the political class will ensure we leave in name only. If we finish up in 2019 still paying financial contributions, still with the free movement of people, without the reclamation of our fishing waters, and with the ECJ still having some say over this country, there will have been a great betrayal. Let us hope it does not come to this. But it is strange to think that UKIP, deemed by the electorate to be wholly irrelevant, may now have an even bigger role to play than ever before. Somebody in the political space has to play the role of the Brexit guardians. There is much speculation about what I will do. I am happy leading a group in the European Parliament, and from tomorrow onwards it is where the rest of the Brexit negotiations are taking place. I have a front row seat next to Juncker himself throughout this 2-year process, where I can stand up for the 52%. There are now many voices asking me to lead UKIP as well. I simply have not yet made up my mind. I will mull this big decision over in the course of the next few weeks.